Hope you are all safe and happy. Today I am going to make a video on globalization and sovereignty as requested by Borsha. I am very happy that Jyotika is also listening to me. Might have listened to me earlier also. So mind it that videos are not for making the notes or write up. It is purely meant to build the conceptualization within the student. So I'm in a very brief way I would discuss what is globalization and how it has or how it is impacting or influencing on the state sovereignty. Before going to the issue of state sovereignty, because it is all the way known to you all that what is sovereignty. Sovereignty has two notions. One is the inner side of the sovereignty, that is sovereignty inside the border of the nation, and sovereignty outside the or international in a perspective. So what actually we are going to discuss that how globalization enters into the periphery of the sovereignty or the superiority of that superiority of state, and how it is curtailing the freedom of a nation state. So this is the main concept as Varsha requested to me. And here you remember that globalization has three things. One, that is the flow of economy, cross nationals or crossing the barriers or the boundary of the nation state. So first is that flow of economy, then flow of the culture, then flow of ideology or political ideology. So these are the main three things of globalization. Globalization has two-way connection. It is that some other state or nation is exporting the thing, that is three things, that is economy, culture and the political ideology, and at the same time the receiver country also sending the same way, same thing to the other nation. This is the proper globalization. But what happens here, it is mainly westernization. So the developed countries are those who are very sound in economy. They are sending their culture, sending their political ideologies, or just juxtaposing the political ideology on the underdeveloped or developing countries. And the flow of economy is a one-way traffic, that multinational corporations or MNCs are coming to that lower level of economically developed countries, and they are making the establishment, another kind of establishment in that newly developed or developing or underdeveloped countries, so that as they are more good in economy. So this is the way, this is the scenario, global scenario here. But remember that this is not the globalization. Theoretically globalization has two-way connection. The country who is exporting, that country has to import also, and it is not that India is all the way receiving. She is also giving so many of things to many other countries, but it is very tough for India to refute the implication or the refute that kind of influences of that globalization. Mainly that perverted kind of globalization means the America or the other economically developed countries are sending the things to India, and India is bound to do that. Say for example, I always give that in our college class, that the McDonald's, then KFCs, then some Lovey in that bag and all. So I always prefer the Indian goods. That I several times mentioned in my class, that go by the Indian goods. But to refute the bad effect of the globalization, so India is now, or any other developing country is now bowing down towards that developed country because of the economic influence and the cultural influence of that people, and also on that political issues, having their influences on that political issues. So it is not very easy task. So only people can do. State has so many of bindings that to refute that globalization, but people can do. People can avoid that McDonald's. We are having very good corns and wheats, so that we can make the food inside the room, not to go to that McDonald's or KFC. We are having the deshi chickens and all, but we are still going to that place, wasting our money to that place, and these money actually ultimately going to that international, crossing the international border to that country which is actually having the proprietorship. So this is the thing, And globalization, if you want to cut the influences of globalization on the society, the first thing is to have to control the economic export of that western or developed country to this developing or underdeveloping country. This is the main thing. And how sovereignty comes into that, say, see, globalization has three-way impacts and three-way flows, and the economy means the kind of business. So treaty is there. So how long India is going to allow KFC here? It is a treaty. So going beyond that treaty, it is not possible by the sovereign state. Though theoretically the state is sovereign, she is or he, the country is free of any kind of bindings. But whenever the state is coming to that thing, whenever the state is bound to do that economic treaty or allowing the merchants to that area of our periphery and core area of the society, then state is actually making itself bow down to that developed country. So this is the way, this is the main thing, how globalization is having the impact on that state sovereignty. So state sovereignty is not that key. State sovereignty has implication within the border. So state is free, state is ultimate authority, state is the superior or superpower here, but internationally state has to be an independent one. And when a state can independent, when it has that economic liberty or economic self-dependence on that country. So to be that economic independence, or to bring that economic dependence, or to fetch that economic dependence, we have to be self-sufficient and do not or shouldn't be dependent on that other state goods like Lavi, like many, you know, MAC cosmetics in that MAC, then L'Oreal, then so many products are there we are purchasing. So this is that, and that's why main issue is that you have to cut the economic influence on state, so that state can make itself free from the bindings out of the economic contract. And moreover, it is that you also have to be very ethnic in your own setup, because if you are going by the culture of out state, or going by the culture of other state, then the product of culture includes food habit, culture includes the dress up, culture includes the way of talking, everything comes under the word culture. So culturally also you have to be very ethnic. So I always prefer to wear sari, and this is my notion to be Indian. So if you want to be Indian, then you go by the Indian products. So go by the Indian culture. So it is my culture to wear sari. This is a very minimal or lucid type of examples I am giving, but still it is true. So you have to go by the way of the food habit. Now we are having McDonald's pizza and all, any birthday celebration in KFC or McDonald's. So it is not the culture of Bengali tradition. In Bengali we are very fond of luchi and aloo dum or ghugni. So we are nowadays forgetting all this. So culture is also very important issue to hold, to make the state free from the issues of globalization or the bad impact of globalization. Be ethnic. So it is only the people can be ethnic, state cannot impose, because state has their own contract and treaty and mutual understanding between the among the states. So all are having their own kind of setting with other state, but the people can be very much ethnic with that culture, so that they can make it very clear impact on globalization. If we are using any, say for example, it is not a American Twister bag, it is only Sky bag. So we are not having the products in our state. We are having a very good products, but we are not opting that. This is the thing. So Titan is Indian product, so why to purchase any other wristwatch from other side countries? Titan is also a very best and old company of wristwatch, so we can use Titan. Then say for example instead of celebrating birthday at KFC or some or mainland China or any other place, we can make our celebration in any other place, very good countryside area, or by any kind of get together. So if we do that, then we can culminate the state economy instead of that economy which is coming to this place to make the business. So this is how state has to be free from the vices of globalization and can import our own tradition to other nation. I always give the traditional holding of ethnicity regarding Bangkok. I always in class I always give that example of Bangkok. Bangkok is such a way holding their ethnicity that they are making this thing very good place of visit to the world. Now they are doing the business on that issue. They are the Tiger Temple, then floating markets. As I visited the place, know very way. So this is the thing, that Bangkok has that ethnic holding capacity, so that it has already able to make that place a visitor's place, and all over people from all over the globe, they are coming to that place to see what is Tiger Temple actually. So we are also having that snake and all, tiger and all by our tribal people, but we are not exposing in that manner how the Bangkok is doing. So this is the difference between the Indians and the others. So my request to you to be Indian, to hold that culture of our state. It is very good. It is not at all bad, or it is not at all substitute of anything. It can be a pioneer or to the any of the nation. So it is not that. It has a very good long tradition of culture and all. So, and political ideology also. Though we don't have to take any ideology or any setup from the outside of the state. We are having so many good theories on state and administration by the Indian writers. So this is the way how you can stop the impact of bad impact of globalization. I'm not talking about that you are not going to you shouldn't go to the London or USA to make the study. I'm not telling about that. I'm not talking about that. I'm take only showing that how to cut the bad impact of globalization over the economy, society and politics of the whole nation, so that the nation can be free from any vices, any kind of dragging behind, and it can be free and independent and superior authority, both of the sides, internationally and within the state border of the nation state. So it is the only way to make the sovereignty or the state sovereignty or the state authority independent while you are performing or while you are acting as the state's one, not any other's nation. So if you are wearing the Levi's clothes and not using that Indian wares, then what would be the case? The Levi's will take the money from here and go there. So it is not that. It shouldn't be like that. We have so many of options which we can take. So my objective here is to make the thing that how globalization is actually curtailing the state freedom to act freely internationally, and also the state's kind of bindings or state's limitations while making the inside authority. It means sovereignty inside the border of that nation. Also how economies, how the globalization or the economic entrance into the society and the popularity of that foreign goods here in that society actually curtailing the sovereign authority of the state within the nation. So you have to be very clear that we are not going to curtail our nation states or sovereignty of the state. We are just going to curtailing the bad impact of society, bad impact of globalization on the state sovereignty. So states should be sovereign, and that globalization also should be there, so that people can go outside the country and make the communication easy way. So good goods means good things can come and good things can go. No bad impact should be there. So I hope you would go by my words, be Indian and be with me. Thank you for watching.